What's happening, people, and once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of Cubreacts as we crack on with a brand new series. We are going to be looking at classics from the archives and reacting to them here on the channel. Now, we're going to start today with this one from Tekno. It goes by the name Pana. As far as I'm aware, this is his biggest, most popular tune in regards to streams and view counts anyway. It most definitely is. This one came out in 2016, so I'm very excited to dive into it, and more than anything else, see how well it holds up in today's kind of layout. As always, if you want to get involved with the series, the best way to do it is to head over to Patreon. You can get your requests in if you sign up to the Patreon. Also get access to exclusive content, and of course you can vote on upcoming DJ content and album listens as well. Now we're going to jump right into this one. I'm very excited to do it. But yeah, Tekno Pana. It's about 6 years old, and this is the first time reacting to it. Let's see how it goes. Oh, cool intro. That's really cool. Okay. Very sharp drums right from the jump.
For like give me love.
I'm loving the almost sort of militarized feel on the drums right from the jump. It definitely feels like there's almost like this kind of military drum roll going on. There's sometimes with the snares you actually hear that, which is very sort of militarian, but you also hear it in the sharpness of the drums. It has a very sort of instantaneous impact, very powerful impact as well. Then, of course, you couple that with Tekno's vocals, very smooth over the top right from the jump, and that really kind of subtle plucked guitar line as well. Just do-ba-do-do-do, ba-do-ba-do-do-do-do-do. Just really subtle, really kind of slight in the way it's being played as well, but overall sounding very, very tasty indeed. I'm really liking how this one's kicked off, to be honest with you. I'm excited to see how it progresses and just again how it holds up, because it's sounding like it's going to hold up really well.
Now you the catching my shot. For your sake, I go
that's cool.
We go drive around for my Porsche. Baby, Pana, they say you like you all.
Bassline is tough below, man. These scenes are really cool as well. Like, the video holds up really, really well. There's something really cool about the kind of fire streams coming out here. I don't know if I'm assuming they're like sparklers or fire streams coming out. The way the room's painted with the with obviously the text and then the sort of red paint. It has this really cool, almost sort of Chinese-looking feel. It reminds me, the actual way the video's laid out, of the sort of fight scene in the sort of fight club in Shang-Chi. That's the sort of vibe I'm getting from it. Again, I'm not entirely sure what language the writing is. Again, I'm sadly extremely singular lingual in regards to I pretty much just speak English, but it looks really, really cool. That's the most important thing. The video's holding up, definitely. I really like this animation as well. Listen to the percussion, man. There's so much kind of additional melodic influence going on within the percussion on this. Really, really nice use of just kind of individual sounds being used in combination to come across really well. It's such a cool way of adding additional melody into a tune as well. It's just utilize those kind of clicks, those kind of plucks that you get from certain pieces of, well, realistically, just certain pieces of percussive instrumentation. You're going to get certain tones. If you build them into a melody, you always end up with something pretty cool.
Oh baby, baby, you too sweet. Baby, dance to the lagwaja. Oh, so love is a beautiful thing. Can you they cool my temper? Love is a wonderful, tender feeling. You they give me ginger. So baby, dance. Everything in your eyes, they give me life. I
love how consistent the instrumental is in the way that it's growing. Like, every sort of 8 bars, there's new elements being added in. And on top of that as well, you've got new levels of harmony, new sort of vocal directions coming in from Tekno each and every time. There's something very pleasing about this, and straight away it feels like it definitely does hold up over time, which is always an important thing. But it definitely feels like it stood the test of time more than anything else. I think Tekno, obviously, the 2 releases we've seen recently, Ginger and Mufasa, have been a bit more modernized in the actual approach that he takes lyrically. This feels a lot more smooth, a lot more melodic in the actual approach that he's bringing, and it works really nicely. Yeah, the video looks great.
For like you give me love,
In regards to the rhythm as well, it does have this dip to it, doesn't it? This really natural kind of dun 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 dun. Like, you can't sit still to it. It has these kind of pockets and these little spaces between the drums, and the way the kind of sharpness of the drum sounds, it kind of lurches you in. It kind of pulls you in as you're listening to it. You can't sit still to it because your body's kind of reacting to the space as much as it's actually reacting to the individual drum hits. It's a really kind of clever piece of rhythmic arrangement, man. And again, Tekno is styling vocally. I can understand why it's a classic. I can understand it's on. Let's just check how many views it is on. 176 million. Which is outrageous in actual total account. But yeah, I can understand why. You know, it definitely holds up.
My shot, for your sake, I go touch you. Yeah. We go drive around for my Porsche. Baby Pana, they say you like you all. I get you all. Baby Pana, anywhere that you go, I can follow you to go. Baby Pana.
Again, just how simple is the actual instrumental melody on this? When we're listening through, all we're getting, more than anything else, is just these really sort of subtle guitar lines. They're the things that are doing most of the work. And then on top of that, you've also got this very kind of subtle sense of percussive melody as well. And it's literally just do-do-do. Do-do-do. That's all it is. It's 2 or 3 notes the entire way through. I'm really liking the fact that this is so simple and Tekno's been given this kind of space melodically to work his vocal in. It's so interesting to listen to it as well, kind of seeing what Tekno's doing now more than anything else. It's crazy.
Like cassava, I get to be cassava. Baby Pana, my love for you, we never die. We never die. If I ever, oh baby, if I ever. Baby, you too sweet, if I ever. Baby, dance to the lagwaja.
Something that's been done quite well on this as well is the fact that we aren't getting those vocal harmonies all the time. They're being slowly added in. They're slowly appearing. They're slowly being kind of emerging into the tune as it goes on. We're not getting too much of a good thing, which means we're not actually being spoilt for how good they are. They add such a cool sense of color and kind of warmth to the arrangement in general. And I've got to say, I'm loving the video. The way it's shot has held up so well. Like, it's Super HD even now, and obviously video technology over the last 6 years has increased significantly. You look at videos from 6 years ago from some of your favorite artists and they don't look anywhere near as good. This looks fantastic, and yeah, it definitely holds up. Really cool.
You see, you are taking my love. I cannot understand now. I'm feeling you are my woman crush. You see, in a maybe me no go let you go.
But again, the bass line is something that hasn't changed much the entire way through. The actual kind of intensity of the bass line, the actual way the bass line sounds is literally just so simple. Again, this whole tune is built around that little pattern there. That do-do-do. That little ascension is the majority of where the melody comes from. The bass line, the sort of plucks, the percussion as well. They all sort of follow this do-do-do. Just really simple melodic idea, but they all tie in really, really nicely together. It's a really cool way of expanding on such a simple concept as well.
I will always be your lover. For your sake, I go kill you, show you love that you never seen before. For like you give me love, oh. Now you the catch my shot.
And the video is still going as well as expanding. Let's not forget, this is a longer tune. Love that percussion. The percussion on this almost works as like a secondary vocal as well. Again, guys, apologies if you are new to the channel and you're wondering why there has been so many pauses in the video. This is how we do. We like to break down every individual element of the tune. I will leave a link to the original in the description down below, but this is all about analysing, so hopefully you guys can enjoy that. And also, we don't want to get done in for copyright, and this is a longer tune, so it's likely that we will do. But the overall approach to this is very, very good. It definitely feels like this must have been ahead of the time, because I see a lot of people releasing stuff that sounds exactly like this now. So whether they're still trying to replicate it or this is where the sound has kind of ended up, it's one of the two. But again, I like the fact they're still adding scenes to the video. They're still adding new elements. That percussion just has this really sort of vocal sound to it. There's so many things to unpack.
I get to be cassava, baby Pana.
It's Chris with the drama
We just had you.
That bass line below on this is really, really solid as well. I think I'm pretty blown away by this, the fact of how well it's held up. I've definitely heard the tune before in sort of different places, but never actually sat down and analysed it properly like we're doing now. It holds up so, so well. There are very few elements that don't sound like they could have been produced in the last 6 months. The actual cleanliness of the production, the actual processing on everything sounds great. Tekno's vocal sounds really, really good. Different to obviously what he's doing now. He's a lot more sort of focused on rhythms and stuff now. Here he's a lot more melodic, a lot more sort of focusing on blending into the instrumental as a whole, but it works really, really well. And as far as I'm aware, Tekno produces for himself as well, so hats off on that side of things. We'll let this one run through to the end and then give you our final breakdown, but very much enjoyed this one. There we go, Tekno. Obviously, we've reacted to a couple of Tekno bits here on the channel. We've done a couple of the more recent releases, obviously Ginger and Mufasa, but Tekno wasn't really releasing much when we started doing reactions, so we've only just got into his sort of sound properly. Very excited to do this one today, and again, really, really enjoyed it. It holds up in near enough every single area. The video most definitely holds up. You can imagine someone like TG Amori doing something like this now. Just a very kind of visual, very kind of bright, a lot going on in the video, and then, of course, the tune itself holds up really well as well. So there we go. Very much enjoyed this one, guys. If you would like to get your sort of classic requests in, please do get them in via the Patreon. That's patreon.com/CubCamTV. Exclusive content, requested reactions, and of course you can vote on upcoming DJ content and album listens as well. That's it from me, though. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and we shall see you all next time. Have a good one, and peace.
Sounding so good right now. Man, they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.